EPC Proma, which is a procurement and tender management system, taking care of the core activities such as complete procurement management cycle from receiving of the engineering inputs MTOs till the work award registration and awarding stage, and further post-order vendor activity tracking in detail with the vendors coordination, such as visiting to the vendors warehouse locations and carrying out the inspections, dispatching the activities, monitoring receiving of the particular items at the designated locations. Then during this entire cycle, the involvement of the ideal effective MR quantity identification with respect to the available stock received through the transfers, which could be the mostly the surplus stocks available at the different projects of the same company or from the existing finished up projects. And during this cycle, also the consideration of the equivalent technically acceptable items, that is the substitution items. So influence of these two things during the getting the material requisition of the effective quantity. So these are the core ingredients of the EPC Proma that we are going to understand. So I'll conduct this webinar in two parts. First, I will take you to the brief about the product through the presentation slides. And then in the next part, I will take you to the video demonstration of the product, live demonstration. So let's go through very first about the company introduction. So this is the Parascad products. In detail, around like these 27 products that we are looking on our screen are being offered by the company. These are the industry-oriented solutions. Apart from these, that at top we can see the P Gold is the rank 1 product. It is also covering the other office activities and automation tools such as managing the organogram, resource assignment module for the projects, timesheet, invoice and bill tracking system, measuring the employee performance, resource pool and balancing, travel management, minutes of meeting management, and so on. So day-to-day basis during the project working, what are the day-to-day office activities, those are also considered over here into the P Gold. And apart from these, P Gold is also a single gateway to access all of these 27 products. So these products are further categorized into the packages. Right now we are looking at the individual packages. Next is the EPC Proman packages, which is focused on the construction activities. And third one is the enterprise packages. So detailed information of each individual product along with the licensing is available at the Parascad home website. That is the www.parascad.com, and I request you to please visit over there to get the more access and more information about the product. As far as the today's presentation topic, we are going to keep our focus on the 10th number product called EPC Proma. So let's go over here and understand the overview. So EPC Proma is a taking care of complete procurement and tender management activities. So from receiving of the engineering inputs of the MTOs, and MTOs like the preliminary or intermediate and up to the final stages of the MTOs. So once the engineering is supplying the inputs and various analyses are done with respect to the consideration of balance stocks with respect to the available at the different projects and consideration of the substitution, those inputs once it is received, then MR cycle will start up over here. So preparation of the material requisition, sending the request of the quotation to the approved vendors or to the designated vendors, conducting the pre-bid meetings, and then receiving the bids from the vendors. Once the bids are received, then releasing it to the commercial bid analysis and technical bid analysis. So evaluation scope is coming into the picture over here. Then price bid opening recommendation and approval. So requesting for the price bid opening and getting the approvals. Next, recommending the agencies and the bidders for the award recommendations. Then at last, the award, creating the award, raising the award, and issuance of the facts of acceptance, issuance of the purchase order. So once the POs is placed, then further vendor manufacturing tracking activities will come up into the picture, like getting the POs into the picture and expediting the material fabrication or the delivery. It depends on the what type of items we are handling with that particular PO. It could be a bulk item of a specific discipline, or it could be a tagged items, such as the electrical or instrumentation items or the piping items and so on. Then monitoring for the dispatching and advice packing list. Once the dispatch packing list is prepared, then monitoring the transit activities, as transit itself takes the several days or the weeks, and as the medium of the travel it could be interstates or it could be intercountry. So transition of the material monitoring. Once the material is received, then inspecting the material, that is the DRR, and tagging them the inspected quantities, as well as monitoring the rejected or the overissued or the damaged products, and communicate back with the vendors. So this is the complete manufacturing cycle. In detail, we are going to see how it gonna work with the application. And apart from these, other supporting activities are like we are monitoring here the item registered. So various item codes can be monitored over here, engineering codes or the procurement codes and so on. Then MTOs and MTO revision control, like the engineering is supplying the inputs. So with the inputs can be like multiple inputs across the various time frame, preliminary MTOs or the intermediate MTOs and final MTOs or top up MTOs with respect to the disciplines. Then vendor details and the vendor management. So vendor we are monitoring over here and categorizing them into the like approved vendor list or watch list or on a holiday list. Various performance ratings are provided to them for the screening during the raising of the material requisition and for the recommendation for the quotation raising. Next is the contingency. So various escalated quantities are monitored over here for the consideration of during the material request generation. So master logics are provided over there with respect to the item types, item groups, MOCs, size range. These contingency are playing the role during the calculation of the effective material requisition quantities. Then additions and substitutions. So equivalent item codes are also considered over here in case the material is being over ordered in the previous stages. Those items may also be considered or match up the requirement of other equivalent items so that the procurement and cost control can be taken care over here. Various tax types and cost codes, that is the charges masters, are being monitored over here with respect to the different geographical states or the countries. What are the nature of the standard taxes and the additional charges are going to be applied? Those are going to be considered over here through the charges master. So this is the in totality overview of the EPC Proma. Let me give you a few glimpses what are exactly we are going to cover before really starting this cycle. So this is the disciplines managed with the EPC Proma. On our screen, we can see various disciplines are pre-defined over here. In some cases, sub-disciplines are also defined, like mechanical has a static and rotating sub-disciplines. Apart from this, process, civil, structural, mechanical, electrical, instrumentation, pipeline. So standard disciplines are defined over here. And also in this discipline master, a call is taken care over here, whether what kind of items are going to be requested by the engineering group for the further procurement. So either bulk items are tagged over here as in like an MTO upload, and second is the tagged item. So with respect to the disciplines, this call is taken care over here as a master grid, where we are providing the tick box for process discipline. For an example, for process discipline, the bulk items are going to be requested for the uploading, and analysis will be done in the similar manner for the bulk screen. Then whether we need to consider the contingency items from the rule based master, yes or no. With respect to this discipline, we are taking that call. Then substitution, stock transfer voucher, whether this need to be considered. So these calls are taken care over here as an master call, so that a user will not fumble during the analysis or during the calculation of the effective quantities. So this is an administrative call is taken care over here through this master. Next, WBS and functions that are managed with the EPC Proma. Apart from these, in a large scale project or a large volume project, various WBSs can also be predefined over here. For an example, if I take the example of the refineries nature project, so various units can be defined over here, like unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, like DSDT, SRU, CDU, or if a project has a different nature of WBS, that can also be defined over here. So with respect to these WBSs, procurement may going to be a lead up further. So these WBSs are going to play the role during the further procurement activities. So along with these units, their capacities and the respective consultant who is taking care of this particular unit PMCs that are defined over here. Similarly, the various functions, like right now in EPC Proma, we are going to keep our focus on the functions called ordering, manufacturing, delivery, and tendering. And once this manufacturing, delivery, and tendering cycle is done, further warehouse management part is coming into the picture for the manufacturing monitoring and inspection and delivery. And LAPMA, which is a look ahead material planning module, it is also coming into the picture for initiating the planners activities. Once the manufacturing or inspection or the transit activities are taken into the consideration, means once these activities are initiated, or at the ordering side, once order is placed, the look ahead material planning may also get started immediately for the advanced level of the planning, so that further equipment mobilization, manpower mobilization, infrastructure mobilization can also be taken out as an output of the LAPMA process. So this is also starting up parallelly as soon as the order is being placed. Next, item detailing with respect to the disciplines. So right now, as I said earlier, like multiple nature of the item codes can be defined over here within the system. For example, first is the item code. It is a standard item code. It could be like a company item code or the consultant item code available through the MTO file and available or provided with respect to at the time of drawings generation. So this is the item codes. Second, there could be like a procurement item code or the company item code, which is managing by the company itself. It is not a PMC oriented or the engineering company generated item code. It could be a different item code managing by the owner companies or the PMCs itself or the contracting companies itself. So relationship of these item codes can be monitored over here and can be maintained over here. And we are setting up over here as a base code. Base code is like the code that we are going to be considered for our further procurement and inventory management activities. Next is like the purchased category master. So like here two set of categories are shown up over here, like category 1 and the category 2. And each category is taking care of the particular set of items where standard time cycle for the deliverable from initiating of the MR till the ordering is differs. So category 1 is most probably the like the bulk items or even the tagged items which are static in nature, such as the vessels or the columns. Or in cases of the other discipline, it could be the like piping items, bulk items such as pipings, fittings, fasteners items. In cases of the instrumentation, it could be like pressure gauges or etc. So those may belongs to the category 1 item, where the cycle of the procurement would be followed like this: initiation of the MTOs, MR, then requesting for the quotation, getting the bid received, commercial queries, PBO approval, PBO recommendation for award. Whereas in category 2, there could be an involvement of pre-bid meeting come into the picture, bid receipt, TBA analysis would come into the picture in more detail in cases of the category 2 items. Like these, other categories may also be pre-configured and defined over here. Next is the item code master. So standard set of item codes master with respect to the discipline can be provided over here. So right now I'm showing you the screen for the piping. So piping item codes, their descriptions, MOC, base, MOC grade, item group, item type, size range. So standard set of the items are being provided over here into the item code master. Next is the substitution and the escalated stock contingency masters. Yeah, sorry for the disturbance. Next is the substitution and the escalated stock contingency for the effective MR calculation. So into the software, we are also providing here the standard set of the substitution list. So like these, first is the item code receiver description. And against this particular item code of the receiving code, there are sets of the donor codes can be pre-configured over here into this particular master. So right now in donor 1, which is the equivalent item code, which can be adjusted here for the quantities. So that rule master, this rule Excel, we are pre-configuring over here. So item code description, and once the quantities are identified, that quantities can be supplied over here. So like this is the donor 1 up to the donor 6, we can preset these masters, and whenever the quantities are being considered or getting the over requested, those can be added up over here with respect to this code. So let me show you the Excel as well. Like this, we can maintain this Excel like this. So this is my item code receiver description, and this is now donor area. So donor item code, donor description, donor quantity. So like this, up to 6 relationships can be managed over here. Donor 6 item code, donor 6 description and quantity. And at last, by summing up all of these donors quantities in V column, we can say this is the total eligible quantity available for the substitution against this V item. So like this, substitution will also be managed over here, and it will take up into the consideration during the requisition of the further material requests. Similar to that, then detail Excel master is also monitored for here for the detail contingency. Like here, item group wise, size wise, size mean and max is considered over here. What should be the contingency quantity in percentages is mentioned over here. For example, if we look at the 4 number row for flanges of this particular MOC grade, let's say carbon steel, and if the flanges belongs to the size range 10 and 24 and the intermediate sizes, there should be a 10% of quantity should be extra considered for the during the requisition. And this is in terms of the percentages. Now, if percentages are getting, if the calculated quantity with respect to the 10 percentages, if it is less than 2 or if it is greater than 20, then this boundary limit is need to be applied. So this is an exception it's set over here. Suppose my 10 percentages calculated as 30, I would not go over beyond 20 because 30 is greater than the 20. So this way, this master will also be considered over here during the ordering. So this way we can say the contingency. Next is the MTO stages and the uploads. So like these various MTO stages are considered over here, like preliminary, intermediate, final, top up 1, top up 2. So engineering will start delivering their deliverables through the gaps of weeks, or it could be the months, and those quantities will be further considered for the MTO analysis. So in MTO upload screen, we can see on the left, most last column is telling us the status is with respect to the preliminary and intermediate two MTOs. What is happened with the quantities? So status column is telling us it is modified. Now earlier in preliminary stage there would be a different quantity. Now whenever I receive the intermediate quantity, my quantities has been changed and upgraded. So I'm getting over here a flag that quantities are being modified. And my third row is telling us there are no changes between the preliminary and intermediate. So my quantities are being matched up over here. So like these MTO stages are considered over here, and the comparison are done with respect to the previously uploaded MTOs, and the latest quantities are being considered for the MTO requisition. So this is the MTO analysis screen, which is telling us the comparison with respect to the various MTO stages that had uploaded. And at last, I'm getting over here the total effective quantities for the material requisition. So if I zoom these, we can see right now we are in MTO analysis. We have the item code description, and this is the 4 sub columns telling me the calculation numbers of the preliminary. So right now, if I focus on the 9 number item, my total original quantity is 200, escalated quantity is 220, and margin quantity is 20. So 20 quantity was my additional excess quantity that I fetched up over here with respect to the margin that I set into the contingency master. I did not consider any stock transfer quantity, substitution quantity at this stage. That's why my effective MR quantity is 220, which is equivalent to escalated quantity. Then I received the intermediate MTO. Intermediate MTO quantity has increased to 30. My original MTO quantity has reached up to the 250. Escalated quantity has become 275 because my margin is 10% and my margin quantity is 225. So this way, there are around 55 quantity has grown up. So effective MR quantity at this stage is 55 because I'm considering over here my 220 quantity is already floated into the MR requisition. So additionally, I really have to go ahead with the 55 quantities. And that's why my grand total is coming over here as in 275, which is my further effective quantity for the cumulative effective quantity for the further material requisition. So this way we are also doing over here the MTO analysis. So with these concepts, let's go ahead into the software and understand the detailed overflow. So this is the screen. I have logged in into the system via the pgold.com and via the parascatgold.com. And here we can see the EPC Pruma product is located. I would go into the EPC Pruma now. So I clicked on the product EPC Pruma. This is the list of ongoing capital projects available within the EPC Pruma. Apart from there, the master project list is available, completed project list is available. So right now I'm clicking the project 11, 23.5. And this is the menu is available on the left hand side. Functions are plotted over there: engineering, ordering, manufacturing, delivery, tendering. So right now we are first going into the engineering module and setting up over here the pre-work discipline. So right now, before really going into the technical core flow, I'm showing you here the pre-work, like how I'm setting up over here the disciplines and how I'm taking here a call, which kind of screen should be shown over there once I go into the MTO screen. So I'm providing here the input for the tagged item as well as for the uploaded item, where the contingency should get applied, for what discipline, where the substitution is supposed to be considered, where the transferred stock supposed to be considered. So this call I'm taking over here as an administrative call. So this way I set it up the discipline master. Next, item details. So as I said earlier, relationship of the item codes can be supplied over here. So right now, like one of the item code is provided over here, item code. I'm going right now in this example with the single item code. So saving this particular part. Then purchase category master. So as I talked on the purchase category, category 1 and category 2 will be identified over here and it will be provided over here. So category 1 is like mostly for the bulk items, and as well as the tagged items, but tagged as like the static items or the which are static in nature, and category 2 items, and the various procurement cycle phases are identified into the description. Next is the item master. So right now I'm focusing here on the piping discipline. So right now piping items I have considered over here. Standard MOC size range are shown up over here, and this I'm going to upload right now. So item master, I'm browsing here the worksheet, mapping here the software columns versus the Excel columns one time. So my mapping is done, and I am clicking on the proceed. So this way my item code master will get upload. Now this is the item detail side I have done. I'm good to go now into the further part of the material, MTO uploading and analysis. So right now selecting here the discipline, clicking on the MTO upload, and various stages are predefined over here. I can select any stage. Right now I'm intended to upload the preliminary MTO, selecting here the MTO release date. So this is the Excel view we can see. This is my typical example template of items that I'm going to upload with the preliminary stage. So MTO release date, MTO quantity, and escalated quantity I have added into this Excel. So escalated quantity was an optional part. The master I had shown. So it's an optional, either I need to consider the master rule or I need to consider the Excel quantity. In this example, I'm showing you the escalated quantity itself. I am uploaded into the Excel. So I am not going to consider the master in this example. So uploading this preliminary MTO. So browsing the Excel, browsing the worksheet. So preliminary is my worksheet, mapping the columns. So green color columns are the mandatory columns that are must be mapped, and other white color columns are an optional columns. So this way my preliminary MTO would get upload, and I can monitor the uploaded items over here. So preliminary MTOs and quantities, escalated quantities, margin percentages. And if I am performing the stock transfer voucher and the substitution, those would also be shown up over here into the analysis window. So like these, I would again go ahead. Suppose after a few weeks of time, if engineering is delivering the intermediate MTO, so I would again come into the MTO upload screen. I will select here the MTO, and I will select here the Excel sheet. Suppose intermediate is the Excel that I'm looking to upload right now. So this way, in an MTO upload screen itself, I would get the comparison. So yellow color rows are the items that where quantities are modified. It is not matching to the quantities that was present into the preliminary MTO. And white color rows are indicating me these items has no changes. So this is one of the analytical screen where itself I'm coming to know how many items are modified, or the quantum or the volume of the modified items can be monitored over here. So after this upload, I would come into the MTO analysis screen, and I would do here the comparison, and I will come to know what is the exactly happening with the particular item and what should be my call for further requisition of the materials. So I'm making here the comparison and coming to know what is my effective MR quantity. And in final grid, I would only monitor whatever is the latest quantity. So now, before really going into the material requisition, let's see over here the vendor part. Right now, I'm defining here the vendors. As these vendors, I'm going to suggest during the material requisition. So vendor library is again available into the PGold product. I'm browsing these vendors from there, or else I can also define these vendors from scratch on this grid itself. So right now, Tubex production is my vendor. I'm providing the additional input like contact number, register number, vendor's qualification with respect to the item group and the level size range. Suppose he is qualified for the piping group. In the item group, I would select here the piping group, and then I would define here the size range. Whether the vendor is indigenous or foreign material supplier, what is his status, whether it is approved or reject or the under the watch list or on the holiday list, and providing here the rating. So we have the detail module of the vendors where rating is done in detail with respect to the work orders. Based on that, this rating can also be fetched up over here automatically. Right now, I have chosen the way to provide here a manual input, but that linkages, we are in stages to provide that linkages. Based on that, this particular vendor will get here the automatic rating. And based on the rating as well, we will also get here the statuses, whether this vendor is right now into the approved list or into the holiday list. So the holiday list vendors would not come into the recommendation during the material requisition stage. So like these, defining here the another vendor, like Europex, and they are providing here the additional details, providing here the statuses and the ratings. So this way, like so far I have created two vendors, and their detailing I can view into the vendor detail screen. If any details I need to upgrade, I can click over here on the row and it will take me to the upgrading window. Suppose contact details and address is being updated, I can monitor it further. Right now I'm into the MR screen. So selecting here into the discipline, right now we are focused on the piping discipline. So MR number, again, it can be entered manually or through the setting master, this number can be generated automatically. So this is my MR number for project 11235. I'm providing here the description. I'm looking for the pipe item of 6 to 8 inches range, providing here the MR date, cost center, purchase category, originator information, who is originating this MR, destination, then delivery period of in months or in weeks. Right now I'm entering the 3 months, and the issuance status. This is my fresh MR, so entire requisition I'm going to issue. In cases of the revision, I would select the different issue status. Only the revised copies I may raise. So now this is the entire qualified effective items are populated over here through the MTO analysis. And now I'm applying here the further filter. My interest is 6 to 8 inches of the size range for the item called pie. So I'm adding these filters. So 2 items got filtered right now. So these are the items that I'm looking forward for raising into the requisition. Next, I can provide here the estimated cost with respect to the currency code. Right now, my currency is US dollar, and providing here the cost. This is my estimated cost, so that this cost would be considered by the procurement team. And then I'm going to save these technical item details. So this is the detailing I have done on the technical side. Apart from these, there are 3 more tabs like top sheet. Top sheet is my cover page. So I can add the certain notes over here, so that it would be considered during the RFQ stage. So I am providing here the label like note, and word editor. My word editor is popping up over here. So either I can type or I can paste the information like I have pasted it right now. But by utilizing this word, we can simply type as well. So various standard feature of the word are provided over here, like making the bold, adjusting the font, format, italic, underline, or even creating the table. So like by utilizing this last grid, we can also create here the table. So standard word editor feature is provided over here. So I added up over here the notes. Then just because this is a cover page, I would again add up over here the sign off details. So revision date, who is initiating this MR. So initials of that person, MR, checks and approved. And I can add over here the details like this MR is being issued for the quotation. So suitable details can be added over here like that. And once this information is done, it would become the part of cover page. Apart from this, then we have the third tab, that is the list of attachments. So with this particular MR copy, how many documents I supposed to be supplied, those I can add over here. So adding up over here the document title, then document number, and attachment physical copy I'm attaching over here, so that it would become the part of printed copy. So revision number of this particular document, when this document is attached, so that date. So this information I'm adding up over here. Similar to this, more number of rows can be added up over here as an attachment. Next to these, I'm adding up over here the proposed bidders. So I'm recommending over here, like these are the vendors who are meeting the criteria of the particular item. So this way we can filter this particular vendor, and it would become the part of our printout copy to further consider by the procurement team. So this way I can view the existing MR. I can double ensure I'm okay and I'm good. Now I'm generating the print. So this way the PDF copy would generate. So this is one of the typical template, material requisition top sheet. All the heads are shown up over here: item pipe, issue status, procurement, MR number, job number. So detail attributes are shown up over here. Notes are shown up over here, and the sign-off details are added up over here. The attachments that we have defined, those would be these are the two items that are need to be requested. And this, apart from these, there would be a like physical copies that I have attached as an attachment would be generated as a printed copy. So next is the milestone monitoring. Next we are going into the, now we have done with the MR. Now next we have to look after the RFQ, bidding, evaluation, and PO. So this is my monitoring sheet for a specific MR that right now we have generated. I'm putting up over here the scheduled dates for the request for quotation and bidding. So for bidding, I'm entering over here the bid due date. So this is the milestone monitoring sheet. And apart from this milestone monitoring, there is a detailed quantity monitoring sheet. In detailed quantity monitoring, we are going to act on a particular item level in individual detail. And in the milestone monitoring sheet, we are going to monitor the overall activities in detail. Like top management may not interested to go into the quantity level detailing. They may only stick to the overall monitoring. So this is the screen where we are doing the overall monitoring. So right now, for example, I'm entering over here the schedule dates. Like these, whenever the actual monitoring is being done, those actual dates would appear over here automatically. Once the RFQ is done for this specific MR, then actual date would come up over here automatically. So like these other milestones, actual dates will also come over here automatically based on the progresses that will be done into the quantity monitoring section. So right now I'm going into the next quantity monitoring section. So quantity monitoring section has a further tabs like RFQ, bidding, evaluation, and PBO, RFA, PO. Right now I have filtered the discipline piping and we are into the RFQ screen. So right now I'm going into the RFQ creation tab, which has a 3 further tabs, top sheet, notes, and list of attachment. Right now I'm going to create here the RFQ. So I have browsed for the MR number. Again, the RFQ number would generate automatically through the settings or can be entered manually as well. So setting up over here the RFQ other parameters like mid date, RFQ schedule date, and if RFQ is being generated, then the actual date. So entered over here the actual date, and based on the MR selection, the MR items are shown up over here in the intermediate grid, like item detail. We can see these are the 2 items that need to be requested for the getting the quotation. And vendors, into the vendor code, we can filter over here the vendor against whom we are going to send the inquiry. So these are the 2 vendors available with us in the library, and these are where the only suggested by the engineering group during the MR screen. So selecting these items and saving this information. So my top sheet is being saved now for the RFQ. Apart from these, again, I can go ahead and add the notes. So selecting here the MR number and the RFQ number, and again, I can generate the new label for the notes, which are need to be considered by the vendor. So these notes I'm adding up over here for the vendor's consideration. So notes would be added like that. Next, apart from this, then list of attachments can be added, very similar in the way that we have seen during the MR stage. And the number of rows I would add over here: document title, document name, attachment, physical copy of the attachment, then revision numbers and the revision dates of the particular document. So this way, our request RFQ document is also being saved. Now it's time to send this request to the vendor. So I'm browsing this again, the particular RFQ, and then downloading this PDF copy. So this way we can see the RFQ copy. Very similarly, this is the typical template. Again, the template can be customized as per the choice of the particular company. And then I'm sending this inquiry to the vendors. So mail will be sent to the vendors on their registered email IDs. So next, I'm going to show you how this email, this is the example, like this way. Right now I'm showing you the email screen. This way vendor will receive the email and they will have to click on the link. The attachments will also be available over there. So they would click on the link and they would get this screen for punching their input, for providing the quotation as their input. So this entry would be done by the vendor. So actual link will get into their email address. They will click on that link and they will start doing the entry after the login. So unit rate, what they are proposing right now, they are supposed to enter over here, unit rate, currency, and the price. Apart from these, various charges can also be added over here by them. Like right now, I'm showing you this kind of charges we have created in our charge master course. So these are the cost codes, like cost code for Maharashtra or cost code for Gujarat, like that I can define over here. And with respect to the financial year, I'm entering over here the taxes like GST, state GST, central GST. Next, additional charges. Apart from these taxes, is there any additional charges that are need to be applied? So vendor is defining this like charges, additional charges. One, what are the percentages of these charges with respect to the financial year? Then discount, if any discount rates are offered by the vendor, any coupon codes or any exemptions are applied into the tax. So these are the inputs will be considered by the vendor during the providing the request for quotation. So various cost codes can be added over here. Cost code can be controlled by the vendor itself, apart from the originating company. So this way they will they will submit the quotation. Next, again, I will come back into the request screen, and I can monitor over here into the bidding tab. Right now I'm into the RFQ tab itself, and next I will go into the bidding tab. If I click on the name and code of the bidder, like here 2 numbers information is appeared. If I click on that, I will come to know how many bidders had submitted this quotation requested, and in one number, name and code of the bidder. Quotation is submitted by the only one bidder, and 2 bidders are identified over here as an sent bidders. So I can view this information into the details like this, into the detail grid. Next is the evaluation. I will come back into the price bid opening under the bidding screen once the price bid is approved. Next, I'm going into the evaluation screen. So selecting here the MR, RFQ number, and whatever are the queries are available with me, those I will select over here for the bidders. So I have selected here the bidder code, then selecting here the query type, whether it is a technical query or the commercial query. Then query date. Query number would generate automatically again through the setting master, or else it can also be entered manually. And then I can request here the query whether I need some technical clarification on a specific item specification, or else whatever the technical details I am requiring that I can enter over here. Then raised by person, raised date. I am also applying here the cutoff date for the response. And then we have here the option like meeting with bidder. If in person I am meeting with the bidder, I would have to click here on the yes, and then the minutes of meeting details, meeting location detail, those details can also be fetched up over here. Means those details can also be monitored over here if the selection is done on the yes. Then query reply, if I'm receiving the reply, then reply I can enter over here who is giving me the reply. Once this ticket is getting closed, then I can apply here the information for TBA date, technical bid analysis closure, and commercial bid analysis closure if TBA and CBA is applicable. In the similar way, I would also generate the commercial query if required, and those queries emails will be received by the respective vendors on their registered IDs. So next is the, again I'm selecting here the discipline, and next I'm going into the price bid opening section and the RFAPO section. So selecting here the MR. After the evaluation, I'm coming over here. Number of bidders. These were the 2 bidders against who has received the quotation, and these are the 2 bidders who has also submitted their quotation. So I'm requesting here for the approval for the price bid opening initiation. So putting here the approval date and adding the approval attachment if any. Then a request for approval. Once the approval is requisition is done, then the requisition of the approval will be selected over here, and the price bid opening approval attachment can be uploaded. So one is the request and second is the actual. Once the actual approval is done for the price bid opening, those dates will be marked up over here, and attachments, supplementary attachments will be added up over here. So as of now, as I have received the approval for the price bid opening, I can go back into the bidding section for the price bid viewing and monitoring. So I came back into the bidding one more time, and I came back into the bidding creation screen. I can filter here the MR number, RFQ number. If required, I can apply the bid due date range, and I would get here the bidders who has quoted. And now I can monitor here the pricing. So after receiving the price bid approval, I can monitor here the pricing that are provided by the bidders. So unit rate, their currency codes, their final calculated price, if any taxes and charges provided by them, and finally the total amount. So this way I can monitor, I can view here the bidding price. Next, again, I can go ahead. So I'm selecting again the MR and going into the further processes for the request for the approval. So here I can see there are 2 vendors. So first vendor is pre-default set it as a recommended by the system based on the pricing and the CB and TBA analysis. Right now pricing factor is considered over here, but this is only just the system's recommendation. It can also be changed, and recommendation can be changed in the case if it is required by the user. So recommendation for award would be done like that. So based on the pricing, it is done. But again, if required, the recommendation can be changed. So we RFA date and the RFA attachment need to be added up over here. So request recommendation for award, RFA date. Next is the facts of acceptance. So this is the sample template is available over here for sending to the vendor. So pre-draft is available over here, MR number, MR date, RFQ number. So the again Word editor is available over here. This draft can be upgraded as per the company's requirement. They can change it and they can save it as a draft for the further consideration as well. So this FOA copy need to be saved like that. So FOA date, FOA attachment, like these facts of acceptance would be saved, and then further next we will go for the purchase order. So right now this is the like standard time cycle we are following, and all of these cycles like ordering cycle for the static equipment, similarly for the rotating equipment, for the bulk items. So these are the like standard time frames that that would be followed, like MR issues till the RFQ to the bid issue, like there is a gap of 28 days. This is a standard time cycle. Bid due date to the price bid opening. Once the price bid opening is placed, then for the price opening approval, 3 days time is considered. Final recommendation, 7 days time is considered, and so on. So with respect to the various other item types, these are the this time frame is considered. Similarly, for the tendering cycle, for the tendering items, specifications ready, issuance, tender, receiving of the bids, price bid opening, and so on till the awarding of the stage. So entering here over the PO numbers, PO date, and then PO detailing. So here we can monitor one more time what are the items that we are going to be provide into the award. So item details, pricing details, name of the vendor we have selected, PO attachment we are adding up over here, then contractual delivery date, then estimated delivery date. So these dates we are selecting over here. And once PO is placed over there, all the technical modifications that we have arranged during the TD analysis, commercial bid analysis. So what are the differences, deviations are available apart from the MR? Those will be maintained over here as an PR. So PR copy would be like a final copy to maintain within the stakeholders group. So this way we will generate the PO and the PR. So this is the cycle that we have ended up to the PO. Once the PO is placed, then further we can go ahead into the manufacturing stage. So like this in manufacturing delivery, there are again two tabs, milestone monitoring and milestone manufacturing and delivery. In milestone monitoring tab, again, we will monitor the things at the very high level, like PO number wise, PO value wise, receipt date of the document and drawing, 10% weightages are given, approval date of document and drawing, 20% weightages are there. And once this drawing part is completed, then material material monitoring stage, like material order stage, manufacturing status, inspection status, dispatch status, and receiving receipt status. So those will be monitored at the monitoring level. And this is the detailed quantity monitoring stage. So again, tabs are here, major drawing QAP approval. In major drawing QAP approval, like PO number wise, like here on the top tab, we would select here the PO. So PO number wise, document status is monitored over here. So a standard list of the documents would be maintained into the masters over here, into the project masters, so into these document masters. And those document masters would pop up over here. Like suppose I'm selecting here the particular tag item, like a particular wall or the vessel. For this particular vessel, what are the standard list of the documents need to be monitored? Those would pop up over here through this master. So receipt date of document and drawing, approval date of document and drawing need to be entered over here. Next is the inspection and delivery. So again, for this particular PO, in the inspection and delivery, material order status is monitored over here. So this is basically the sub-ordering statuses. Ordering statuses. So item code wise, size, wall thickness, what is the total ordered quantity, what is the balance quantity, what is the CDD, ADD is monitored over here. In the cases of pipe and if pipes are being manufactured, then manufacturing status of coiling, PQT testing, rolling, production, this will be monitored over here. In cases of the pipes are being monitored with respect from the plates. And next is the inspection status, delivery status, and receipt status will be monitored over here. So during the entire manufacturing phase, what are the critical areas of the concern and milestones? Those will be monitored over here. So we will have to fill up over here the areas of the concern and the action plan need to be entered over here. and this will be monitored with respect to the particular PO range. Next is the milestone, name of the activity. What are the critical milestones like manufacturing, inspection, delivery are my milestones. So what are the scheduled dates and actual dates of completion of these milestones are monitored over here. So this way we will also finish the manufacturing stages after the initiation of the purchase order. So that's the overall software demonstration view. Let me quickly cover up over here the highlights. So EPC Proma is a software for integrated procurement management and tender management, material management at individual project as well as at the organization level. It is taking care of the complete procurement management cycle, involves an activity of the engineering MTO that we have understood, MR, floating of the RFQ, bid received, evaluation, bid opening, recommendation to award, release of the facts of acceptance and the purchase order. Then vendor expediting is there, post-order tracking, receipt and inspection of the material. So various geographical locations are also considered over here. Delivering locations are considered over here. Material storaging, stock transfers, donation, substitution of the list, items, surplus material management that we have seen through the masters, and these are being considered during the MR effective quantity calculations. So that's it from our side for the EPC Proma for the today.